The Azurian research vessel Lumina hung silently in the inky void of space, its crystalline hull refracting the dim light of a yellow dwarf star. Chief Cynoanthropologist Zora stood before the ship's observation dome, her iridescent skin shimmering with excitement as she gazed upon the blue-green orb of Earth. "Fascinating," she whispered, her multifaceted eyes capturing every detail of the planet below. "After centuries of searching, we finally found them." Behind her, a team of scientists busied themselves with various instruments, collecting data on the third planet from the Sun and its inhabitants. The Azurians had spent decades studying humanity from afar, their advanced technology allowing them to observe Earth without detection. Captain Thalo glided over to Zara, his translucent body pulsing with bioluminescent patterns. "Your report, Chief?" he inquired, his telepathic voice tinged with curiosity. Zara turned, her antennae twitching with barely contained enthusiasm. "Captain, the humans are extraordinary. Their adaptability and resilience are unlike anything we've encountered before." She gestured towards a holographic display, which flickered to life, showing scenes from Earth's history. "They've survived ice ages, plagues, and countless wars. They've reshaped their planet, for better or worse, and now stand on the brink of becoming a spacefaring civilization." Thalo's bioluminescence shifted to a cautious yellow. "Are they a threat?" Zara paused, considering her words carefully. "They have the potential to be. Their history is marked by violence, yes, but also by incredible acts of kindness and cooperation. They're unpredictable." The captain drifted closer to the observation dome, his gaze fixed on the planet below. "The Council will want to know if we should initiate contact or contain them." A ripple of unease passed through Zora's body. "Containment? Surely we wouldn't consider such a drastic measure." "We must consider all options," Thalo replied, his tone neutral. "The galaxy is a delicate ecosystem. If humans are as adaptable and resilient as you say, they could upset the balance we've worked so hard to maintain." Zora moved to join the captain, her mind racing with the implications. "With respect, sir, I believe that would be a mistake. Yes, humans can be dangerous, but they also possess immense potential. Their art, their music, their capacity for love and sacrifice. It's all quite remarkable." She waved a tendril, and the holographic display changed, showing scenes of human achievement. The pyramids of Egypt, the Sistine Chapel, a rocket launching into space. They've accomplished so much in such a short time. Imagine what they could do if guided by a more advanced civilization. Thalo's colors swirled thoughtfully. "You're proposing we reveal ourselves?" "Not yet," Zara said, shaking her head. "They're not ready, but we should continue to observe and learn. Perhaps we could test them somehow. Give them a chance to prove themselves worthy of joining the galactic community." The captain was silent for a long moment, his bioluminescence pulsing slowly as he contemplated the suggestion. Finally, he turned to Zara. "Draft a proposal for the council. But be warned, they may not share your optimism about these humans." Zara nodded, her antennae drooping slightly. "I understand, Captain. I'll prepare a comprehensive report, including potential risks and benefits of engagement." As Thalo glided away to attend to other matters, Zara returned her gaze to Earth. A smile played across her features as she watched the planet spin, teeming with life and possibility. "Oh, humans," she murmured, "you have no idea what's coming. But I hope you'll surprise us all." In the depths of space, the Lumina continued its silent vigil, watching and waiting as humanity took its first tentative steps towards the stars, blissfully unaware of the alien eyes upon them and the cosmic trial that lay ahead. The grand chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with nervous energy as representatives from 100 worlds gathered to discuss the fate of humanity. Holographic displays flickered around the room, showing scenes from Earth, bustling cities, environmental disasters, technological marvels, and devastating wars. Zara stood before the assembly, her iridescent skin glowing with a mix of excitement and apprehension. She had spent months preparing for this moment, compiling data, analyzing human behavior, and crafting arguments in favor of engagement rather than containment. Esteemed members of the council, she began, her telepathic voice resonating through the chamber. I stand before you to present our findings on the species known as humans. They are a young race, barely out of their planetary cradle, yet they display remarkable potential. She gestured to a hologram showing the rapid advancement of human technology. In mere centuries, they've progressed from simple tools to the cusp of interstellar travel. Their adaptability is unparalleled among known species. A murmur rippled through the assembly. Elder Vox, an ancient being of pure energy, pulsed with skepticism. We've seen such rapid advancement before. Xenoanthropologist Zara. It often leads to self-destruction. Zara nodded, acknowledging the concern. You're right, Elder. Humans have come close to annihilation several times, but each time they've pulled back from the brink. They learn, they adapt, they survive. She brought up new images. Humans helping each other in the aftermath of natural disasters, scientists collaborating across borders, artists creating works of breathtaking beauty. Their capacity for cooperation and creativity is extraordinary. Yes, they can be violent and short-sighted, but they're also capable of great compassion and foresight. Ambassador Krell, a methane-breathing entity from a gas giant, bubbled with concern. But what of their impact on the galactic ecosystem? Their resource consumption is alarming, even on their own world. A valid point, Zora conceded. However, we've also observed a growing awareness among humans of their environmental impact. Many are working tirelessly to develop sustainable technologies and practices. The debate raged on for hours, with council members raising concerns about human aggression, their fractious nature, and the potential threat that it could pose if they achieved interstellar travel unprepared. Finally, High Counselor Jen, a being of crystalline thought, called for order. We've heard compelling arguments on both sides. It's clear that humanity represents both great potential and great risk. The question remains, do we welcome them or contain them? Zara seized her final opportunity to sway the council. Esteemed colleagues, I propose a third option. Let us test them. A curious silence fell over the chamber. Zora continued, her voice gaining strength. We design a series of challenges, carefully crafted to gauge humanity's true nature. We present them with moral dilemmas, technological puzzles, and opportunities for cooperation or conflict. Their responses will tell us more than any amount of passive observation. High Counselor Jen's crystalline form shimmered thoughtfully. An intriguing proposal, but how do we implement such tests without revealing our existence? We use our advanced technology to create scenarios that appear natural or coincidental, Zara explained. Global challenges that require a unified response, apparent messages from space that need deciphering, or seemingly random events that test their ethics and decision-making. The council chamber buzzed with discussion. Elder Vox pulsed brightly. It's risky. If they detect our interference, it could dramatically alter their development. True, Zara acknowledged. But the risk of doing nothing, of allowing them to stumble into the galactic community unprepared, is far greater. High Counselor Jen called for a vote. Tense moments passed as the council members deliberated. Finally, the results appeared, glowing in the center of the chamber. The council has spoken, Jen announced. By a narrow margin, we approve xenoanthropologist Zara's proposal. A task force will be assembled to design and implement these tests. May wisdom guide our actions. As the council adjourned, Zara felt a mix of relief and trepidation. She had won the argument, but now came the hard part. Crafting trials that would reveal humanity's true nature without destroying them in the process. Captain Thillo approached her as she left the chamber. Congratulations, Zora. Or perhaps condolences are in order. You've taken on an enormous responsibility. Zora's antennae twitched with determination. Indeed, but it's necessary. The fate of two civilizations now hangs in the balance. As they walked towards the ship that would take them back to Earth, Zara couldn't help but wonder, were they about to unlock humanity's true potential, or had they just set in motion events that would lead to catastrophe? Only time, and the crucible of challenges that lay ahead, would tell. The Azurian ship Lumina orbited Earth silently, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to human detection. Inside, Zara and her team worked tirelessly, fine-tuning the series of tests that would determine humanity's fate. "Are we certain about this?" asked Lyra, Zora's assistant, her bioluminescent patterns flickering with concern. "The simulations suggest a 22% chance of triggering a global catastrophe." Zara's antennae drooped slightly, but her resolve remained firm. "We've mitigated the risks as much as possible. Remember, the Council wants to see how humans react under pressure. A certain level of crisis is necessary." Captain Thelo glided into the room, his translucent form pulsing with a mix of anticipation and worry. "It's time, Zara. The Council awaits your signal to begin." Zara took a deep breath, her iridescent skin shimmering with the weight of the moment. "Initiate Protocol Prometheus," she commanded. Across the globe, a series of seemingly unrelated events began to unfold. In the Arctic, a massive methane pocket suddenly released, accelerating global warming at an alarming rate. Simultaneously, a new virus emerged in a densely populated city, spreading rapidly and defying conventional treatments. As governments scrambled to address these crises, astronomical observatories around the world detected an anomaly, a series of repeating signals emanating from a nearby star system. The message was clearly artificial, but its contents were indecipherable. Zara watched the holographic displays, monitoring humanity's reactions. "Fascinating," she murmured. "Look how quickly they're mobilizing global resources to combat the virus." Lyra nodded, her eyes fixed on another screen. "Yes, but see here. Some groups are already blaming others for the outbreak. Tensions are rising." Days turned into weeks as humanity grappled with the escalating crisis. The Azurians observed as nations alternated between cooperation and conflict. Scientists raced against time, and ordinary people displayed both selfishness and extraordinary altruism. "They're adapting faster than we anticipated," Captain Thelo noted. "Their scientists have already developed a promising treatment for the virus." Zara's antennae twitched with excitement. "And look at this. They've formed an international task force to address the methane release. They're combining technologies in ways we hadn't predicted." But not all the news was positive. As resources became strained, conflicts erupted in several regions. The mysterious signal from space added to the tension, with some human factions arguing it was a hoax, others claiming it was a sign of impending invasion. "We need to dial back the pressure," Lyra suggested. "If we push them too far, we might trigger the very catastrophe we're trying to avoid." Zara was about to agree when alarms blared throughout the ship. "What's happening?" she demanded. A junior researcher rushed in, his skin pale with shock. "We've been detected. A human quantum computing experiment has inadvertently pierced our cloaking field." The room erupted in chaos. Captain Thelo immediately began issuing orders to prepare for emergency departure. But Zara held up a hand, her mind racing. "Wait," she said, her voice cutting through the panic. This is the real test." She turned to the displays, watching as news of the alien ship's presence spread across human networks. The reaction was immediate and intense: fear, excitement, disbelief, and a million questions. "We didn't plan for this," Thelo argued. "We need to leave before." "Before what?" Zara interrupted. "Before we see how they truly react to the unknown. To us, this is the moment that will define them." As they watched, something remarkable began to happen. The squabbling nations, faced with irrefutable proof of alien life, started to come together. The virus, the climate crisis, even the mysterious signal, all became secondary to this new world-changing discovery. "Look," Zara whispered, pointing to a new development. A hastily assembled team of human representatives was broadcasting a message to the Lumina, inviting peaceful communication. Lyra's bioluminescence pulsed with surprise. They're not attacking. They're not panicking. They're reaching out. Zora felt a wave of emotion wash over her. This is it. This is what we were looking for. Not how they handle problems we create, but how they face the utterly unexpected. Captain Thello's form swirled with conflicting colors. The Council will not be pleased that we've exposed ourselves. Perhaps, Zora agreed. But we now have our answer. Humanity is ready. Not for membership in the galactic community, perhaps, but for first contact. Real first contact. She turned to her team, her voice filled with determination. Prepare a response to their message. It's time we introduced ourselves properly. As the Lumina decloaked, revealing itself to the astonished eyes of humanity, Zora couldn't help but feel that they were on the brink of something monumental. The test had taken an unexpected turn, but in doing so, it had revealed more about humanity's potential than any carefully crafted challenge ever could. The true crucible was just beginning. The world held its breath as the Azurian ship Lumina descended through Earth's atmosphere, a shimmering crystalline structure that defied human engineering. As it touched down in a hastily prepared landing zone outside the United Nations headquarters in New York, billions watched via screens across the globe. Zara stood at the ship's entrance, her iridescent form a stark contrast to the sea of humans gathered before her. Despite years of study, the reality of face-to-face contact was overwhelming. She took a deep breath, stepped forward, and spoke, her words translated by advanced technology. People of Earth, we come in peace and with great hope for our shared future. The response was a cacophony of emotions. Awe, fear, excitement, and uncertainty rippled through the crowd and across the world. As Zara and a small delegation of Azurians began to interact with human representatives, the initial shock gave way to a flurry of questions and revelations. Back on the Lumina, Captain Thello monitored the situation closely. The Council is demanding hourly updates, he informed Lyra. They're displeased with this turn of events. Lyra's bioluminescence flickered anxiously, but surely they see the potential here. The humans are responding better than we could have hoped. Indeed, in the days that followed, humanity showed a remarkable ability to adapt to the new reality of alien contact. Scientists eagerly collaborated with their Azurian counterparts, politicians worked to establish diplomatic protocols, and the public's initial fear largely transformed into curiosity and optimism. However, not all reactions were positive. As news spread of the Azurians' role in recent global crisis, a wave of anger swept through portions of the human population. Protests erupted in major cities, with some demanding the aliens leave Earth immediately. Zara found herself facing hostile questions during a global press conference. You engineered a deadly virus and accelerated climate change just to test us. One reporter asked, voice sharp with accusation. How many people died because of your test? The Azurian synanthropologist felt a deep pang of regret. We miscalculated, she admitted. Our intentions were to understand, not to harm. We will do everything in our power to help mitigate the damage we've caused. But the damage wasn't limited to Earth. News of the unplanned first contact spread rapidly through the galactic community, causing ripples of concern and controversy. Many species feared that humanity, with its potential for both great achievement and great violence, would upset the delicate balance of interstellar politics. On a secure channel, High Counselor Zhen's crystalline form shimmered with barely contained fury as he addressed Captain Thello. This situation is spiraling out of control. You were supposed to observe, not interfere. Thello's colors swirled defensively. With respect, Counselor, we've gained more insight into humanity in these few days than in years of covered observation. Yes, there are risks, but also incredible opportunities. Zhen's form pulsed skeptically. Opportunities. Half the galactic community is calling for immediate containment of Earth, fearing humans will bring chaos to the stars. The other half sees them as a potential weapon in long-simmering conflicts. This is precisely the scenario we hoped to avoid. As the debate raged among galactic leaders, humanity grappled with its new reality. The revelation of alien life and advanced technology accelerated human progress in ways no one had anticipated. Breakthroughs in clean energy, medicine, and space travel came at a dizzying pace as humans adapted Azurian knowledge to their own unique perspectives and needs. But this rapid advancement brought its own challenges. Economic systems strained under the weight of paradigm-shifting technologies. Long-held beliefs and social structures were upended, leading to unrest in many parts of the world. Zara watched it all unfold with a mix of wonder and concern. During a quiet moment on the Lumina, she confided in Lyra. "I feel like we've opened Pandora's box," she said, her antennae drooping. "We wanted to test them, to prepare them for the galactic community. Instead, we've triggered a transformation we can barely comprehend." Lyra's bioluminescence pulsed soothingly. "Perhaps that's the true test, not just for humanity, but for us. Can we adapt to them as much as they're adapting to us?" Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent message from Earth. A coalition of human nations was requesting Azurian assistance to prevent a looming conflict over newly developed technologies. At the same time, a notification blinked on the ship's communication panel. The Galactic Council was calling an emergency session to decide Earth's fate. Zara straightened, her iridescent skin shimmering with determination. "It seems the real crucible is just beginning," she said, "for all of us." As she prepared to once again face the consequences of their actions, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that the future of both humanity and the galactic community hung in the balance. The unintended consequences of their test had set in motion events that would reshape the cosmos in ways no one could have predicted. The true nature of humanity, and of the Azurians themselves, was about to be revealed. The United Nations General Assembly Hall buzzed with an energy unlike any in its history. Representatives from every nation on Earth sat side by side with a delegation of Azurians, their iridescent forms a stark reminder of how much the world had changed in mere weeks. At the podium, Secretary General Amina Khoury addressed the unprecedented gathering. "Today, we stand at a crossroads not just for humanity, but for our place in the cosmos. We must forge a path forward together, both with our new Azurian friends and among ourselves." Zara watched from her seat, her multifaceted eyes taking in the mix of determination and uncertainty on the faces around her. The humans' ability to come together in the face of such a paradigm shift was impressive, but she knew the real challenges were just beginning. As if on cue, the Chinese representative stood. "We cannot ignore the fact that the Azurians' tests cause significant harm to our planet and people. What assurances do we have that we are not simply trading one form of manipulation for another?" Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Zara felt a ripple of discomfort pass through her body, but steeled herself as she was called to respond. "Your concerns are valid," she began, her words translated seamlessly. "Our methods were flawed, born from a lack of understanding. We come now in a spirit of openness and reparation. We offer our knowledge and technology not as a form of control, but as a gesture of partnership." The debate raged for hours, touching on everything from technology sharing and cultural exchange to the potential threats posed by other galactic civilizations. Through it all, Zara was struck by humanity's complexity, their capacity for both suspicion and hope, their ability to balance self-interest with a vision of a greater good. As the session adjourned for the day, Zara was approached by Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a renowned physicist who had been working closely with the Azurians. "Your offer of quantum communication technology is generous," she said, her eyes bright with curiosity. "But I can't help but wonder, what do you hope to gain from us?" Zara's antennae twitched thoughtfully. "Dr. Tanaka, in all our years of exploring the cosmos, we've never encountered a species quite like humanity. Your adaptability, your creativity, your drive to explore, these are qualities that could bring new vitality to the galactic community." Meanwhile, aboard the Lumina, Captain Thillo was engaged in a tense discussion with the Galactic Council. The holographic forms of various alien leaders shimmered before him, their agitation palpable even across the vast distances of space. "The humans are advancing too quickly," growled Ambassador Krell, his methane-based form bubbling agitatedly. "If we don't contain them now, they'll be a threat to galactic stability within a generation." Elder Vox pulsed with a different concern. It's not just about threat. Their ideas, their art, their perspectives, they're spreading through the galactic networks like wildfire. They could upend millennia of cultural stability. High Counselor Jen's crystalline form glimmered as he turned to Thillo. "Captain, your team's actions have placed us all in an unprecedented situation. What do you propose we do?" Thillo's bioluminescence shifted through patterns of determination and concern. "Counselors, I propose we take a risk. Humanity has shown remarkable potential. Yes, they're unpredictable, but that very quality could be the key to solving challenges our civilization has grappled with for eons." Back on Earth, as night fell over New York, Zara found herself on the roof of the UN building, gazing at the stars alongside Secretary General Curry. "Your people are taking a great risk, reaching out to us like this," Corey said softly. "I hope we prove worthy of it." Zora's skin shimmered in the moonlight. "The risk goes both ways, Madam Secretary. There are many in the galactic community who fear what humanity might become." Corey nodded, her expression thoughtful. "And what do you believe, Dr. Zara?" "I believe," Zora said slowly, "that the universe is on the brink of profound change, and that humanity, for better or worse, will be at the heart of it." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent message. Zara's antennae quivered as she absorbed the news. "It seems," she said, her voice a mix of excitement and trepidation, "that the Galactic Council has made a decision. They're sending a delegation to Earth, not just to observe, but to formally invite humanity to join the interstellar community." Curry's eyes widened. "That's incredible, but why do I sense there's more?" Zara's form seemed to flicker with nervous energy. "Because, Madam Secretary, they're not just coming to extend an invitation. They're coming because they need our help, human and Azurian alike. A threat has emerged on the fringes of known space, something that defies all our understanding. The Council believes that only by working together do we stand a chance of facing it." As the implications of this news sank in, both human and alien gazed up at the star-filled sky. The diplomatic dance of recent weeks suddenly felt like a prelude to something far greater and more terrifying. The true test of both their species, and of the bonds they were forging, was about to begin. The arrival of the Galactic Council delegation turned Earth into the epicenter of cosmic diplomacy. As ships from a dozen different species entered orbit, humanity got its first true glimpse of the vast interstellar community it was poised to join. In a specially constructed dome outside Geneva, representatives from Earth, the Azurians, and the various council races gathered. The atmosphere was tense, filled with a mixture of awe, excitement, and underlying fear. High Counselor Jen's crystalline form shimmered as he addressed the assembly. "Esteemed colleagues, honored humans, we stand at a crossroads of galactic history. The threat we face defies conventional understanding. We call it the Void Cascade, a phenomenon consuming entire star systems, leaving nothing but empty space in its wake." Holographic displays flickered to life, showing the spread of the Void Cascade. Gasps echoed through the chamber as the scale of devastation became clear. Dr. Tanaka leaned forward, her scientific curiosity overriding her shock. "This defies all known laws of physics. How is this possible?" Elder Vox pulsed with a mix of fear and admiration at the human's quick grasp of the situation. "That, Dr. Tanaka, is precisely why we are here. Our combined knowledge has failed to find a solution. We need a new perspective." Secretary General Corey's voice was steady as she spoke. "You're asking us to help fight a threat we barely understand, to join a community we've only just met. Why should we risk everything? Zara stepped forward, her iridescent skin shimmering with intensity. Because, Madam Secretary, this threat knows no borders. If unchecked, it will consume everything, Earth included. But more than that, this is an opportunity to prove that humanity's unique qualities, your adaptability, your creativity, your indomitable spirit, are exactly what the universe needs right now. As debates raged and plans were formulated, a joint task force of human scientists, Azurian researchers, and experts from across the galaxy was assembled. Their mission, to unravel the mystery of the Void Cascade and find a way to stop it. Weeks turned into months as the team worked tirelessly. Traditional scientific methods faltered in the face of this reality-defying phenomenon, but it was here that humanity's unconventional thinking began to shine. Dr. Tanaka, working alongside Azurian quantum theorists, proposed a radical idea. What if the Void Cascade isn't destroying matter, but shifting it to another dimensional plane? If we could find a way to perceive and interact with that plane. Her theory was met with skepticism at first, but as human intuition combined with alien technology, a picture began to emerge. The Void Cascade wasn't a natural phenomenon at all, but the result of ancient technology gone awry. A failed attempt by a long-vanished civilization to harness the energy of multiple dimensions. As the task force raced to develop a countermeasure, the Void Cascade accelerated its expansion. Entire civilizations were evacuated from its path, refugee fleets stretching the resources of safe worlds to their limits. Earth, despite its newly acquired knowledge, was not spared from the growing crisis. The rapid influx of advanced technology and the looming threat of cosmic annihilation strained the fabric of human society. Old conflicts reignited, driven by fear and the desire to control alien tech that many barely understood. Zara watched with a mixture of admiration and concern as humanity grappled with these challenges. In a quiet moment amidst the chaos, she confided in Captain Tholo. We sought to test them, to see if they were ready for the galactic stage. Instead, the universe has thrown them into a trial by fire. Tholo's bioluminescence pulsed thoughtfully. Perhaps this is the true crucible, not just for humanity, but for all of us. Can we overcome our differences and unite in the face of extinction? Their contemplation was cut short by alarms blaring throughout the facility. Dr. Tanaka burst into the room, her face pale but her eyes blazing with determination. We've done it. We've found a way to close the cascade. But what? Zora pressed, sensing the weight of the scientist's next words. But it will require a coordinated effort unlike anything attempted in galactic history. Every spacefaring race, working in perfect harmony, using a combination of our quantum theories and your advanced technology. And even then, the odds of success are, she trailed off. Speak plainly, Doctor, Thelo urged. Dr. Tanaka took a deep breath. We have a 30% chance of stopping the Void Cascade. A 40% chance that our efforts will accelerate it, consuming our galaxy within days, and a 30% chance that we'll tear the very fabric of space-time apart, ending everything. A heavy silence fell over the room. The true test now lay before them, not just of scientific prowess or technological might, but of the very essence of sentient life's ability to unite in the face of cosmic peril. Zara's multifaceted eyes met Dr. Tanaka's human ones, a moment of understanding passing between them. Then we have no choice, the Azurian said softly. We must try. As the news spread and preparations began for what might be the last greatest endeavor of galactic civilization, a simple truth became clear. The crucible would either forge them all into something greater, or it would consume them entirely. The universe held its breath, awaiting the outcome. The day of reckoning arrived with a tense silence that seemed to stretch across the cosmos. Thousands of ships from dozens of civilizations formed a vast, glittering armada at the edge of the Void Cascade. At the heart of this fleet, the culmination of months of feverish work waited to be unleashed. a device that melded human theoretical physics with the most advanced alien technology. On the bridge of the flagship, a converted Azurian cruiser, Dr. Tanaka stood alongside Zora, Captain Tholo, and representatives from across the galaxy. Her hands trembled slightly as she initiated the final sequence. "All ships report ready," Tholo announced, his bioluminescence pulsing with nervous energy. Secretary General Corey's voice came through the comm system from Earth. "On behalf of humanity, I wish you all good fortune. The hopes of our world go with you." As the device powered up, reality itself seemed to warp. The stars blurred, and for a moment, everyone present felt as if they could perceive the very strings of the universe vibrating around them. "Energy levels are approaching critical," Dr. Tanaka reported, her voice steady despite the enormous pressure. "Initiating the quantum fold in 3, 2, 1. A blinding flash engulfed the fleet. For an eternal instant, every being experienced a moment of cosmic awareness, a glimpse of realities beyond their own, the infinite possibilities of existence laid bare. Then, as suddenly as it began, it was over. The void cascade shimmered, its edges becoming visible for the first time. It pulsed once, twice, and began to shrink. A cheer erupted across the fleet as sensors confirmed what they were seeing. The plan had worked. The ancient technology fueling the cascade was being drawn back into its own dimensional pocket, sealing itself off from our reality. But the victory came at a cost. As the cascade retreated, it left behind vast swathes of empty space where once thriving systems had been. The galactic map would need to be redrawn, and countless displaced species would need to find new homes. In the days that followed, as the fleet made its way back to Earth, the full impact of what had transpired began to sink in. Humanity, in partnership with the Azurians and other alien races, had faced an existential threat to the entire universe and emerged victorious. The return to Earth was marked by celebrations unlike any in human history. But amidst the joy, there was also a profound sense of change. Humanity had been thrust onto the galactic stage, and there was no going back. In a private garden at the United Nations, Zara found Dr. Tanaka gazing at the stars, a thoughtful expression on her face. "You should be celebrating, Doctor," Zara said softly. "Your insights were crucial to our success." Tanaka turned, a small smile on her lips. "I was just thinking, everything's different now, isn't it? We're part of something so much bigger than we ever imagined." Zara's antennae twitched in agreement. Indeed, the Galactic Council is already discussing a major reorganization. Many feel that the old structures are no longer adequate in light of recent events. Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Captain Tholo and Secretary General Corey. "I hope we're not intruding," Corey said, "but there's something we need to discuss." Tholo's form shimmered with excitement. "The Council has made a decision. In recognition of humanity's role in saving the galaxy and the unique perspective you bring, they're offering Earth a permanent seat on the new Galactic Senate." The implications were staggering. Humanity, a species that had only recently learned it wasn't alone in the universe, was being invited to help shape cosmic policy. "There's more," Corey added, her eyes gleaming. "They want to establish Earth as a neutral ground for galactic diplomacy. Our world would become a crossroads of civilizations." As the group discussed the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead, a shooting star streaked across the sky, a poignant reminder of the vast frontier that now lay open before them. In the months and years that followed, Earth transformed. Gleaming spires of alien architecture rose alongside human cities. Interstellar trade brought new technologies and ideas, accelerating human progress in ways once thought impossible. But it wasn't just Earth that changed. Humanity's influence began to ripple through galactic culture. Human art, music, and philosophy found eager audiences among alien species. The human propensity for thinking outside the box led to breakthroughs in sciences that had stagnated for millennia. Zara, who had first championed humanity's potential, found herself continually amazed by their adaptability. As she prepared to depart Earth for a new assignment, she reflected on the journey that had brought them all to this point. The Crucible had indeed forged something new, not just a stronger humanity, but a more vibrant and dynamic galactic community. The challenges ahead were many, but for the first time in eons, there was a sense of unlimited potential. As Zara's ship lifted off, carrying her towards new adventures, she took one last look at the blue-green world below. Earth, once a hidden jewel in the cosmic ocean, now shone as a beacon of hope for the entire galaxy. The test was over. The true journey was just beginning.